Hello and welcome to This One Thing, a daily video devotional coming to you from First Presbyterian Church of Fort Lauderdale. And together we'll be looking at one text and choosing one thing for you to consider. And we hope that you find this a thought-provoking, encouraging part of your day. Since becoming a father a little more than a year ago, I have found myself now to be somewhat of an aspiring photographer. If you were to look through the camera roll on my phone, you would be shocked, I think, at the number of pictures, just the sheer volume that I have of our daughter. And frankly, it's a bit embarrassing because she'll do something new because she's one and most everything is still new, or she'll do something that I deem to be adorable, and then in a desperate attempt to capture it, I'll snap a picture over and over, at times snapping 10 or 15 pictures at once, trying to get it just right. But the reality is that the picture, it rarely does the moment justice, and that's because there is something far more that I am trying to capture there, right? There's a sentiment that is behind the moment of learning something new. There's this feeling of discovery or a sense of pride as a father. There's a feeling of profound love. There's a thing that I am trying to capture which lies behind the picture. And thankfully, I know that I'm not alone in this. You see this just walking around, people taking a selfie, and they take it and look at it and decide it doesn't quite fit the bill, and so they snap another one. Now surely they are at times just making sure that their hair is just so, or that the lighting was just right, or that their smile is the way that they want it to be. But there's more to that than a desire to be sure that the superficial details are exact. The picture, it's an attempt to capture this feeling, this moment, an emotion, a higher principle that the picture represents. And it's supremely difficult because the picture is not the thing itself. It is but a flawed representation. This week, the Old Testament readings from the daily lectionary, they follow the story of the prophet Balaam and King Balak of Moab in the book of Numbers. And it's this short 3-chapter story within Numbers that you can easily read in a sitting. And I'd actually encourage you to do that today or tomorrow, to find time just to read through that whole narrative. But what's happening is the Moabites have seen the Amorites defeated by the Israelites. Scripture says that the people of Moab were terrified. And so the king of Moab, who is King Balak, seeks the help of the prophet Balaam. And he wants Balaam to curse the Israelites because he believes that if Balaam pronounces them as cursed, then they will be easily defeated. And so that's where we find ourselves right here in verse 6. Hear this. Balak says, "Come and put a curse on the Israelites because they are too powerful for me. Perhaps then I will be able to defeat them and drive them out of the land. For I know that whoever you bless is blessed, and whoever you curse is cursed." See, right here, King Balak makes the same mistake that we make in trying to capture the thing behind the picture. He makes this request of the prophet Balaam. But you see, the prophet does not decide who is blessed and who is cursed. God decides who's blessed and who's cursed. The prophet merely represents God's pronouncement. King Balak mistakes the picture for the thing the picture represents. For I know that whoever you bless is blessed, and whoever you curse is cursed. Balak fails to recognize that it is not for Balaam to choose. The prophet doesn't make the choice, but is merely the representative. Consider how have people or institutions which are meant to represent God influenced your relationship with God and the way that you relate within the community of God. I think that we often allow our negative experiences with people who have wronged us, particularly those whom we love and admire, and our experiences with institutions that are supposed to behave above reproach and have at times failed miserably, like the church. We allow these experiences with people and institutions to undermine our understanding of who God is and how God calls us to relate to one another. We confuse the representative or the representation for the thing it's meant to represent. We need to remember this one thing, that all good things that we find, the love we experience in a relationship, the benefits of healthy community, the moment of discovery we see on the face of an infant, they are, all of them, merely flawed representations of the real thing, the real, perfect goodness of God. Friends, be safe, be well. We'll see you tomorrow.